Hello and welcome to my MMORPG Tycoon 2. I was messing around trying to figure a way to be able to record this, and I would open the game in full screen and change the settings to be windowed, and the grid was way off scale and wasn't syncing properly, but now that I have actually loaded it up on windowed mode and started a new game while in windowed mode, it seems to be fitting okay. So what I want to do is just want a quick test here. The point of what I was trying to do all day today was make a short video on how I do my bandwidth grid here. Because I have no problems with my bandwidth running out. And this is what I do. It only takes one uplink and then just a spider web of smaller units. You will run into an issue where you need to put down a server if you get too many people, so you start building up a backlog, but that's the only issue I've had so far. So let's go ahead and hop right on over to my main game and see what happens, because that's where a lot of stuff is at. In fact, so much that it causes the game to lag. So yeah, that'll be fun. So let's go ahead and pop over there. Just go ahead and save this real quick and save this as Heart Swords. That seems to be the default name that it gave my game, because I was just testing a couple of things out. So we're going to go ahead and save that. And then we're going to exit game to the game dashboard. And voila, now we're here. So we're going to close that. So now this is the main game I started, Suko Games, and then I've made 4 others just trying to test things out with recording software and whatnot. So let's see what happens. This game was created in full screen mode. Let's see if we can enter here without the grid being messed up. The lag starting and the game hasn't even loaded yet. And you can probably see why I've got so much lag. Here's my grid. And here's my network. Over half of this island has been taken over. And these are all yet to be done. I did have these built up to level 20 and then a few extra level 20s. Then I deleted them all, then I remade them all because I was trying to find out how to get rid of the lag. And it turns out if you put a lot of stuff in your little game here, you're going to produce lag. One of my favorite little projects here is this maze. This maze probably produces quite a bit of lag. But what I think makes the most lag, and you'll see as I switch over to it, is my network. When I first started, I didn't really know what to do with the network. I've seen a couple people play the game. I had some ideas of what might work. But I've also seen people having problems with their network. So I was like, well, how can I play it differently where I won't have any bandwidth issues? And so I started experimenting with different ways of playing. And so as you come across the different territories here, you'll see the grid changes a little bit. But the one thing that every one of my grids kind of have in common is that every one of them only has one uplink. One uplink. That's it. I do have some storage caches in some of them to store bandwidth, but not produce bandwidth. But I think this is close to one of my favorite ways of doing the bandwidth. And then it gets more complex as you go along. One of the things I do that I haven't seen anyone else doing as much is I connect all of my points with the fiber cable. So this one is connected to this area, that area, this area, and this area. They're all connected. Oh, and up here. So I've got all these cables going out in different directions, connecting all of those. I also use the cables to connect things like these, which I use to get closer to the edge where the fiber cables themselves weren't reaching. Over here, I was going to put a capacitor, but I built an uplink instead by accident. So when I deleted it, it kind of messed everything up. So I just connected a few wires there and called it good. But essentially, this is the way I like to make my networks now. And a lot of these are not even finished yet because I didn't even know I had any characters at level 6, and I've got characters all up to level 10 already. So, but essentially I like to cut them into little triangles. But I have these wires going everywhere. And I think the wires going all over the place like I have here is probably why it produces so much lag. I don't know. No one I've watched has had this many areas built up yet. So most of the people I know have like 4, 5, maybe even 7. But not 20. 20 plus. So that could be an issue. Or it could just be this giant maze here that's causing a lot of lag. Or it could just be the sheer number of enemies, because a lot of the people I see making the game, they use their enemies' spawn areas are a lot smaller. My spawn areas are huge. Like this is a huge spider spawn area, this is a huge skeleton spawn area. I cover up the entire map with spawn areas practically. Except for the town itself and some little miscellaneous areas. Population is not that high in this town. Just go ahead and go to interact mode here. We are in the level 1 area with only 784 residents at the moment, and there's currently only 209 people logged in. In the level 2 area, there are 2,948 residents. There used to be over 6,000. That's why this says 7,000 residents. I'm excited to keep building inns to make up for all the people that kept coming in here. But currently, it's down to less than 3,000 with only 495 on at the moment. My level 3 area has got a population residents of 3,392 with current users 821. Now, normally an area can only hold 800 people, but that's why you need to build these. These are servers. The servers will allow you to get an extra 400 people in your realm. This area here was quite popular. I had to actually build 2 servers to host all the people that were coming into this area. So far I went ahead and make 1 here. So that's good. But back to this here, we've got 808 people currently logged in. 3,390 residents. And then in the level 4 area, that's level 5, we want level 4. In the level 4 area, we currently only have 35 people logged in. That's not very many, with only 167 residents. So, level 4 area is not very popular, and they just go down from there. 4 currently logged in, 16 residents in the level 5 area. The level 6 area has 2 people currently logged in with only 25 residents. Level 7, 931. 8 has 2, 1, and I think we've got 1 here. Yeah, 1 currently logged in with 4 residents. Level 10, we have nobody currently logged in, but it only has 1 resident. The reason for that is because we don't have that many high-level people. If we go into levels, we have 2 level 10 people. 10 level 9s, 8 level 8s, 31 level 7s, 33 level 6s, and you can see the grid here. We do, however, have 3,880 level 3 people, 2,534 level 2 people. I think I said that wrong, but 3,880 level 3, 2,534 level 2s. So, and we are still currently getting new people, so that's always nice. Rating's not great. It's 934 out of 1,000, which, I mean, that's almost max, but it's not really max, because as you look over here, positive buzz is 1,004, so it does go above the 1,000 cap. So, yeah, that's a thing. Currently have 1,520 people connected at the moment, with 7,575 subscribers. Happiness looks like it's a 3.8 out of 5. It looks like... Can't find somebody... Okay, so we have some issues with people not being able to find their trainer. New combat ability. Where is this at? Apparently that is over here, which is the level 1 zone. Well, level 1 zone, they're right here. You're right here complaining that you can't find anybody, and they're literally right next to you. So, yeah. Unless you talk about these 3 over here, or 4. Either way. So, I don't know exactly how to fix that, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put down a couple extra guards, because apparently guards are supposedly people who help direct people to places of interest when they're getting lost and they don't know where to go. So, we'll put 1 guard right here, and there's already a guard over there, so I guess we'll put 1 there and 1 here. I feel like I'm going to have too many guards before I know it. And just scatter a few more around the town. I've got guard there. There, now you got guards kind of, well, everywhere. Okay, there's guards everywhere there. So now that should be taken care of. Nice scenery, nice town. Too crowded. 172 people said it was too crowded. That was probably before I got the inns up. Let's see if we can find that. Too crowded. Over here. So, a lot of people here say it's too crowded. There's enough housing for people, but I guess, I mean, that is where all the shops are, so I could come over here, put down new sets of shops to give people other places to go. Pull this down here. We already have a second pub over here. So let's go ahead. And build some extra spaces here for people. Alright, there you have it. New shops. And we'll even create, they're saying it's too crowded. They're all spawning there and they're all heading in that way and probably dying over that way. So, we'll put a new respawn point right here. And now people can respawn there instead. I'm not sure how much that's going to help, but you can already see people coming out. So yeah, that's it though. The whole point of this video was just to show how my network has evolved and kind of show what I think so far from my experience anyway is the best way to lay down the network. It's a bit more expensive than the ways you would like, but here it is. Connecting any of your servers or capacitors with the fiber cable. Connect all your uplinks to neighboring areas that have uplinks so that all your uplinks are connected together. And then just run your wire all throughout your area like a spider web. And that seems to work quite well for me. I also like to keep putting these little junctions down here. That's one thing I notice a lot of people do differently than what I do. They'll take a cable and let's say they are putting it over here. If I can get to lock on. What I'll do is I'll do that and double click and get it set completely. But what they do is they'll bring it over, they'll click once and then they'll bend it over and then they'll just keep running it like this until they get to another spot to connect it. I don't like doing it that way. I feel doing it the way I do it has served me better by connecting all of these nodes back and forth to a bunch of other nodes and turning it into a bunch of triangles. And I think that works best for me. So obviously you play, whatever way works best for you, but if you're having troubles with your bandwidth, give this a try. See if it works for you. If it doesn't, then well, at least you tried. If it does, then great. You now know how to set up your bandwidth. Until it gets too populated and it doesn't work. But like I said, I had over 6,000 people in that one zone and didn't have one thing go off. Like not a single thing went down. There's over 6,000 people active. Or not necessarily active, but let's see here. Where's the let's get back there a little bit. It was over here. So not there. Where was it? Ah, yes, over here. This zone right here. This zone had so many people in it that I had to build 2 servers for there to be enough room for everybody. And that's people logged in at one time. And during that time, even when they're getting close to peak hours, I didn't have a single thing shut off on me. As far as the network of this particular area goes, it's just like all the rest. I have one uplink, got one uplink, one capacitor, fiber cables connecting the uplink to the capacitor and to the neighboring uplinks, to all the uplinks in the neighboring sectors. And then I do have, however, right here, it looks like there's a second uplink, which I don't remember placing. So that could be a thing. So I guess I do have two uplinks in this zone, which I didn't do on purpose. It was actually supposed to have been one of these. It should have been a capacitor, not an uplink. So I do apologize. I do have two uplinks in this zone. So maybe if I only had one, I might have had something going wrong. But with the two, I had no problems. And now I'm kind of curious. So in my new game, I'm going to try my spiderweb method with just one uplink. And make sure I don't accidentally put down a second uplink in the same zone. And I want to see if I have any problems. I have started several new games trying to find out how to record stuff properly. To where the audio works in-game as well as the mic, so you can hear me and the game. If I zoom in here, you can hear the game. There's not a lot of sound in here. There's no music or nothing in here. The closest thing to music would probably be finding one of the death points where people are dying and respawning. So like here. So there should be game audio. It's just when I'm zoomed out, you don't really hear anything because there's no music or nothing in the game, at least not that's playing right now. There might be. Let me see here. If I go to audio, well, let's say music volume. So apparently there probably is some music, but right now it's not playing. So it's not so low that you can't hear it, it's just not playing. I do like that you can take over a unit, though. Just like, your mind is mine. I control you now. And then you can attack people. Like, yeah, I'm going to attack you. He's actually quite fast. Come on, buddy. I can't catch up. Wizards are supposed to walk faster than you. Slow down. Let me kill you. Yeah, I can't reach him. He's too fast. But yeah, I do think it's pretty cool that you can actually take over control of the individual units. Haha. I shall take him on. I don't know what level. Well, he's level 3 and I'm a level 2. So he's a higher level than I am. Yeah, he's too fast. I can't keep up to him. I can't catch up to him. Makes me wonder, though. Let's let go of this poor wizard guy. Let him go back to his own business. Is he cheating? No, he's not cheating. He's not using speed hacks. Is there anybody cheating? I'm sure there's someone cheating right here. No cheating in my multiplayer game, buddy. I hope you're the right person. Yeah, you're the right guy. But anyways, that was the end of that. I just wanted to show that real quick, and now I'm just getting off track. So, hope you all have a good night, and take it easy.